Well, hey everybody, and welcome to Solar Cabin Channel. I'm just going to do a real quick video update of my hot tub mudroom, and I've been working on this now since last year. And then I ran out of funds, and I had to put it off over winter, and just got it enclosed in with some OSB board. But this year I got my siding up, I got my windows in, and I just got my on-demand water heater. And that's really what I wanted to show you here, is how I'm going to be using this for a shower and a hot tub in this room. So this is what I've got done so far, and I still got quite a bit of work to do on this. So as you can see, I've got my siding on, and you can see above that, you can see that black tar paper, or what they call roofing felt, which I put on underneath over the OSB. And then I got this sheathing, and I got a good deal on this over at Lowe's because it had a little bit of weather staining on a couple of panels. You can see this panel here had a little bit of weather staining, but the panels under it were in good shape. And I just said, well, why don't you give me those 3 panels on top there for a deal? And they made me a really good deal on them. So, you know, sometimes you got to work deals to get material at a decent price. Now, I put the siding up, and then I will be going over these corners, these rough corners, with some cedar fence board. I'll make my own trim out of cedar fence board. And I got my windows in, and I just need to seal those. Cutting out windows was a little bit of a pain, but I got them done with a jigsaw. Just lined up my lines from the corners and then cut those out. And these windows I got salvage, bartered with, when I was doing pest control, I bartered with a lady who had just replaced all her windows, and these were just sitting outside her house. And I said, well, why don't you give me about 6 of those for a pest control job? And she was happy to do that because they didn't have any use for the windows, and they were just sitting around cluttering up their place. So I got really nice windows. Now, a window like that, if you used to buy it new, it'd cost you over $150 for one window. Windows are expensive, so when you can get windows and doors cheap, you ought to grab them wherever you can, even if you're not going to use them right away. So I still need to do the roof on this, which I've got my 2x4s now, and so I'm going to start doing just a shed roof over the top of this. But it's got a piece of OSB up on top of the roof right now, if you're wondering. And this is set on deck block, and it is 8 foot by 4 foot. It's 4 foot wide and 8 foot long. It sits right off the back door of my cabin. Now, this propane tank and this hose is what is running into my shower. And this hose runs right over to the spigot on my water well. My water well is a free-flowing, what they call an artesian well. It's a free-flowing well, and you can kind of see a tank back there. It's a free-flowing well with good pressure, and so I don't even need to use a water pump for my shower. I can just run it directly off of the water well. And that propane tank is used for heating the water. I'm going to show you this on-demand water heater. Normally I get an EcoTemp. The L5s are excellent little water heaters, and I've used one in my cabin for years. Now here you can see I've got a door with a bug screen on it that goes into my cabin. Then this room is a little bit separate. Now you can see I've got the water. The shower is flowing right now, which is cold water. And this is the, normally I get the EcoTemp L5s, which are excellent little water heaters, but this one is made by Gasland. EcoTemp is out of their water heaters. They might have went out of business, I'm not sure, but they're out of their water heaters, so I couldn't get one. Got this one for about the same price, but it actually has a couple of extra features which are kind of nice. And I don't know if Gasland still has these in stock or not. Last time I looked, they were out of stock. These little water heaters are selling out really fast, and they're going up in price. So if you can get one for around $150, $160, you're doing pretty good. So this one's made by Gasland, and it has a setting up here. This setting is for either winter or summer use. In summer use, it uses less burners and less propane. So I've got mine set on summer use, and I probably will just keep it there because it seems to get plenty hot without setting it up to winter use. And then it has the gas regulator here, and I've got mine set all the way down because this thing will get boiling hot. I mean, it will melt your skin off if you turn it all the way up. So when you start out with this, make sure you turn it all the way down to the bottom, and then slowly work it up to where you find your setting for this. And then it's got the water pressure regulator, and I turn my water up, I turn my water to low because will kick it on, and then you can slowly increase it until you get how much water flow you want. It's got plenty of water flow on low, as you can see, for a shower. Now, this uses propane. The propane line comes in right here, and this came with the propane line that connects to the RV tank out there, that propane tank. It comes with the shower hose and shower head, which it has. These are not standard shower heads. They have much smaller holes, so you get, for a low pressure system, you get a lot better flow out of one of those. And then you just need, it comes with two different connectors for either a male or a female, which depending on what hose you're using. I used a short piece of stub hose, a 5-foot piece, with two female ends on it to connect to my regular hose. That way, if I want to disconnect that water hose out there, I can disconnect it. Now, I'll just flip this on real quick as you watch. Hear that click, 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 and then you can see the burners come on up there. All right? It's got 2 D batteries right here. You put in 2 D batteries that don't come with it. And that is your piezo ignition. It lights itself up. And then it just comes on. And then you can see this one has an LED. Now, a lot of them don't. The L5s don't have an LED display. This one shows the temperature as it's rising up. And you can see it goes up quickly. It's already up to 119, 120 degrees. And, you know, that's just right for a shower for me. I like that temperature perfectly. Now, what I'm using for a tub, I am using a stock tank. Okay, this is just a stock tank. And I think this is like a 70-gallon stock tank. But it's big enough. I used this in my hot tub when I had the hot tub out in the greenhouse. And some of you watched that video. And it worked really well as a hot tub because it's just big enough for me to lay down, put my feet out over the edges, or soak or sit or lay down all the way and can get completely covered in water. But I'm using it as both a shower and a hot tub in here. And what I'll do is, because I can raise the temperature up to wherever I want, so I can get it as hot as I want for a hot tub. And I can just disconnect that hose there from the shower when I'm not using the shower. It just unscrews, disconnect that, and drop the hose in there. Fill that up, and using these before, I know that you only put about a half of it in cold water, and then you fill up about half of it in hot water for a regular bath. Or if you want a hot tub, you can raise this sucker all the way up. Now, you shouldn't get above 100 to 105 degrees for a hot tub, so be real careful when you run the water, because I can tell you these little water heaters do get really hot. Now, I'm going to give you some safety warnings. These are OD water heaters are designed for outside use. Okay, you should mount them on an outside wall and probably put a protective cover over it when it's not in use so the weather doesn't beat it up. But you'll notice that I'm using mine inside, and I'm sure people are going to say, well, that's not dangerous, carbon monoxide and all that stuff. Yes, it probably would be if you're not going to install it the way that I'm going to install it. But I'm not recommending this for anybody because, you know, that would be going against what they tell you how to use these. I'm going to be installing a vent duct. You can see it's got a 4-inch opening at the top there. I'm going to be installing a vent duct designed for dryers, aluminum vent duct that will go over that and then out that wall. And then I will also have a bathroom vent in here because it will get steamy. I will have a power fan bathroom vent right above that will come on whenever I'm in here showering. So any carbon monoxide which rises up is going to be ejected outside of this little room. And I also have these 2 big 3-foot windows here that have screens on them, and I can open those up so I get lots of fresh air in here. And this is not going to be completely sealed up. As you can see, there's some places around here. So there will be plenty of ventilation in here. And this only runs for, I'm going to turn it off now so I'm not using propane. When you turn it off, just turn your water valve all the way down, or it's got a little button on the shower you can just push off. And I won't be using this for more than maybe 10-15 minutes for a shower, or run it for a half hour, and I'll open up the windows if I'm running it for a hot tub. So, you know, I'm just saying, if you want to vent it, that's the way I'm going to be venting it, but they are recommended that you use these outside. So, that's it. That's my stock tub that I'm going to be using for a hot tub and shower and regular tub. Now, I still have quite a bit of work to do here on the inside. As you can see, I haven't done the inside. I'm going to insulate this. I'm going to seal this around these doors and walls around here because I haven't even done anything on this side over here yet. I'm going to put a shower surround, which is bath board. I'm going to do bath board around it. And then I'm going to do a bathtub surround, a nice surround that goes all the way around. So you won't know that this is a stock tank except to look at the top of it. You won't be able to see this bottom when I get all done with this design. And then I'm going to do all the walls here, and I'm doing this in Japanese style. So I still have quite a bit of work to do on the inside. But if I get the outside done, I can always work on the inside in the winter. Okay, so that's an on-demand water heater. That's how I'm using this with propane. And because my water well is free-flowing, I am going to get as long and hot a shower as I want anytime I want. So I'm really happy with this. All right, folks, have a great day, and I'll keep you updated as I do more progress on this project. Thanks.